Let's talk about scripts. What they are like cheat codes for After Effects, and they're pretty awesome, pretty useful, and I definitely highly recommend you get your hands on some. I didn't really script this out, but hopefully these scripts will help you in After Effects, and that was really cheesy. Anyways, how do you install scripts? Well, what you do is you take your script that you've downloaded off the internet or wherever, and you're going to navigate to your After Effects directory. Inside of that will be a scripts folder. You'll take your script.jsx, stick that in your scripts folder. Now, some scripts require that you have a folder called Scripts UI Panels. And you put your script in there. But what you can do is check your README file for the script whenever you get it, and you'll be good to go. And that should tell you everything you need to know. So where do you get scripts? Where I get my scripts, I get them from aescripts.com, or videocopilot.net has some, and there's a couple other places that I found mine. One of them we're talking about today is aesweets.com, which all these links will be in the description for the specific scripts and the websites, and I highly recommend you get your hands on them because they make your life a whole lot easier. Anyways, let's go and hop into After Effects. So what we have here is we have this intro composition that I made, and most everything was done using scripts. And also I have this one right here, which all of it was done with scripts as well. Anyways, today I'm going to be going over how I created this and using scripts to show you how to do that. So let's create a new composition. We'll call this one Tutorial. And 1920 by 1080. We'll make it 30 seconds long, but that doesn't really matter, just as long as you have enough time to do your effect. All right, so we've got this new composition here. And so you've installed your script. Where is it? So it's not in your effects. Where you're going to go is you go to Window, and all of your scripts, if you've installed them in Scripts UI, are all down here. If you don't see it in there, what you have to do is go to File, Scripts, Run Script File, navigate to the folder, click on the script itself, and run it. So that's how you do it. Once you get them, I've actually docked my scripts that I use in the majority basis here. So you can put yours wherever. This is where I have mine, whatever. So what we want to do is create a new background. I'm going to press Control or Command Y to bring up a new solid, and it doesn't matter the color because we're going to add a ramp to it. I'm going to go to Effect, Generate, Ramp. I'm at After Effects CS6. I have CC. If you're in CC, it's like a gradient ramp in the same place. So the start of the ramp, we're going to make it a very, very light blue, almost white blue. The end of the ramp, we're going to make it the same color, but much darker. I'm okay with that. We'll grab the start of the ramp, move it to the center of the composition. The end of the ramp, we'll move it over there, and we'll make it a radial ramp. So we kind of have something that looks like this. Maybe we'll spread that out just a touch more. Looks pretty good. So what we want to do is say, let's talk about After. Let's talk about scripts. So I'm going to press Control or Command T, and that'll bring up my text tool. And we'll press let's. Just type in let's. And there it is right there. I'm going to bring it up a little bit, and let's be grammatically correct and add an apostrophe there. I feel much better about myself now. So we'll change the color of this to a white, similar, a little bit off-white, similar to the beginning sequence here. We have this little drop shadow on there as well, so we'll add that too. We'll go to my effects and presets and type in drop shadow, which is already typed in. Click on let's, double-click drop shadow, and it is applied. So the first script that I'll be talking to you guys about is reposition anchor point script. And it does exactly what you think it will do. It repositions your anchor point. So right now, if I take my anchor point and press Y, and I grab my anchor point, I'm gonna lock the background so I don't ever touch it. I'm gonna press Y, and I move my anchor point all the way over here. But the reposition anchor point tool will allow me to move it to the center, to the bottom left, to the bottom right, doesn't matter where. But it will move it. Very nice. And you can select as many layers you want. It'll move them all to the center of them, and it works pretty well. I'm really a huge fan of this one. This is one of my favorite ones. All right, so we'll go ahead and create our animation and get started talking about our next script that we have. So what I want to do is I want it to kind of pop in dramatically. So I'm going to move forward 4 frames, and I'm going to click let's, and I'm going to press Alt beginning bracket, and that'll snap it to my current time. And then what I can do is I'm going to adjust the scale. So I'm going to press S and do a keyframe on the scale, and I'm going to start at about 115%. Yeah, that'd be good. And move forward about 5 frames and go to 100. And so if I do random preview that, it looks kind of boring. But what we could do is we can go ease them and go to our graph editor and adjust them all. But instead, I want a script to do it for me. So the next script is called Ease and Whiz, and you can go to ascripts.com has it actually. So I want it to bounce back in. So kind of go down and come back. So come back. So I'm gonna go down here, and there's actually an option called back. I'm gonna click that and go to out. And I'll go over this just a second. So we have our easing, which is the easing type, from expo to sine. So most dramatic to least dramatic. Sine is very similar to your regular easy ease keyframes. And then a couple special ones, bounce, or back, bounce, and elastic. I'm gonna choose back, out, which is the type, so in and out, or the out. I'm gonna do the last keyframe, so out right here. And the keys, start, in, all, start. I'm gonna do all, which is only 2. And then press apply. And so my scale is turned red because I had it selected. And now if I do a RAM preview of that, it's very subtle, but let's zoom in here so you can see it. So now it comes on much faster and has a little bit of an overshoot, and it comes back, which is what I wanted. So that looks pretty great. Now I want to add a little bit of secondary motion, and I'm going to use the drop shadow to do that. So I'm going to go to my effect here, my drop shadow. I'm just going to change the color a bit. I'm going to change the color to like a orangish color, the opacity all the way up to 100, and raise the distance. And that's actually too red. Make it a little bit more orange. Looks much better. Kind of. Not really, but whatever. So let's keyframe the secondary motion here. And secondary motion happens secondary, so it's going to start a touch after the original motion happens. So I'm going to go here, move forward 2 frames, and start my keyframes. So my distance, I'm going to start it up here close. And then I'm going to go down past this one 2 frames, and I'm going to scale it or raise the distance. And I'm going to apply the same expression that I applied to scale to the distance. So I'm going to press apply. It's turned red, and now if we look closely, it's very subtle, but just a little bit of extra motion inside your animation to give it a little bit more life. Now, in my original example, I did it all by hand, and I made it all more dramatic so you could see it. So here we have much more movement. I'm pretty excited about that. Looks nice, and you know, I'm a fan of it. So we'll add in our other words. So next word is talk. And I'm not sure the order I made them last time, but you know, it doesn't really matter as long as you get the idea. About. Scripts. And that does not look very great, but you know, it doesn't really matter right now. So now we have this little beginning animation right here, which, you know, looks pretty good. I'm excited about it. It's not the best thing in the world, but you know, you roll with the punches, you do whatever you want to do. So, but now we want to transition out of this sequence, and what we're going to do is another script that will allow us to transition out. And this one's called Sweet. Sweet, you can get it from asweets.com. It's one of my favorite scripts that I own, and you do pay for it. It's like, I forgot how much it is, but you can go to asweets.com, check them out. So I'm going to do, right now I have transitions, and if I just make a little more room, these are different packs that you can purchase for Sweets. So I'm actually going to use the transitions, because I'm trying to transition right now. And it's going to populate the list, and I'm going to choose this one right here, and do harmonic colors, because you know, I'm lazy and I don't actually want to do it myself. I have another one selected somewhere which I don't actually want it to be selected. It must be in the explosions. It doesn't matter. Make it sweet. And it's actually going to add them to where my current time was. So where my time indicator is, it'll add it right there, which is even better. So I can move over and it'll be there. So now we have this motion right here. So if I RAM preview that, we have a transition. And I actually don't want it to transition out. I just want the transition in. So I'm going to go double click. It's a pre-comp, so it's made a pre-comp. And I'm going to double click it. And this top one here, I'm going to uncheck it. And I can change the colors as well. So if I want it to be similar to what this one is, like a gray and red, orange, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make the first color, which comes out right here. We'll make it a gray color, and then the next one is going to be a red. And these are all shape layers, so I'm just going in and adjusting the fill, and maybe a red orange, that looks good. So now what we have is this right here. Now it does end, so we need to make it a little bit longer. So I'm gonna go into this transitions comp right here, press Control or Command K to bring up my composition settings and make the composition itself about 20 seconds long. Press end on the keyboard, select this, hold down Alt in bracket to snap it to the end. So now it will work the entire time that we need it to. All right, so that's fine and dandy and nice, and I'm loving it, like McDonald's. So now I want to add in the next little bit here, and so if we look here, we have these words coming in just like that. And I'm not going to do it like this, but you know, it is what it is. What I also want to do is I want to clean it up just a touch, so you're no longer able to see these. So let's just grab them to whenever they're finally disappeared, and press Alt in bracket just to make things a little bit neater. So now we'll add in our next words. They are like cheat codes. Type in day, and then we'll type in, duplicate that. Make sure we have, let's lock this transition as well.